Hey, what is going on, guys? It is Jack here from forestfanjr, and welcome to the penultimate predictions episode. So next episode will be the last of the season. So yeah, I mean I've enjoyed doing the predictions. Next season I'm gonna do something different, a different style of football video, each week. So if you're looking forward to that, feel free to drop a like. This is a bit of a bigger episode today, literally because there's games every single day this week, apart from the Saturday when the games or the final games of the season are played on Sunday. So basically, the games from tomorrow, which will be Friday, up until Wednesday is in this episode. Then Thursday to the end of the season will be in the next episode, which is going to be a fully live episode of me picking, running you through how I do predictions. So yeah, I say if you're looking forward to that, feel free to hit that like button to let me know. So yeah, last week I went for. Hang on, just before we get into the predictions, actually, at the end of I'm gonna do a video next week, so like the actual predictions, and then later on next week, so I'll probably say Thursday or Friday next week, I'll do a review of the season, and how you tell you guys how I got on with my predictions, how I got the Premier League table, with my predictions, where I would have put different teams and that sort of thing. So yeah, I'm looking. I'm gonna also review the season in general, whether it's gonna be who's the biggest shock, who's the biggest, success story, that sort of thing. So yeah, look forward to that. So going into last week's predictions, West Ham and Tottenham, I predicted Spurs would win that one 2-0. They actually lost 1-0, which could really be the end of their title hopes. I'll talk about that a little bit later on in the video. But yeah, that could really, really damage their season. Oh, just to let you know, guys, Callum's in the background. He's just doing some editing and transferring of files. So yeah, anyway. Man City and Palace, I predicted to be 3-1 to Man City. It was 5-0 Man City. That was an absolutely, that was a really good performance from my man Kevin De Bruyne. Not trying to big him up or anything, not being biased. He actually played really, really well in my opinion. That's why he got an in for. Bournemouth and Stoke, I predicted 1-1. It was 2-2. Burnley and West Ham, I predicted West Brom. Sorry, I predicted West Brom would win that one 2-1. It was 2-2. Hull and Sunderland, I said Hull would win 2-0. I was actually Sunderland who won 2-0. Now I would be really, really cross if I was a Sunderland fan, because they're starting to play well when their team's already relegated. I mean, some saying they're playing with no pressure and everything, but as a fan, I'd be absolutely fuming if I was in that position. Leicester and Watford, I said Leicester would win that one 2-1. They won 3-0. Swansea and Everton, now this is a really big 3 points for Swansea. They won 1-0 in that game. I predicted Everton would win 2-1. That was a fantastic point in their bid to stay up. Liverpool and Southampton, I predicted Liverpool would win that one 2-1. It was 0-0. Sorry, 0-0. Arsenal and United, I thought it would be 2-1 to Arsenal. It was 2-0 Arsenal. Chelsea and Middlesbrough, I predicted Chelsea would win that one 3-1. That was actually 3-0, which relegated Middlesbrough. They're down now. And Southampton and Arsenal, I said Arsenal and Southampton would play out a 1-1 draw, and it was actually 2-0 to Arsenal. So yeah, that could help them push on to try and get that top four. But we'll have to see, over the course of the last few games. Right then, moving on to next week's predictions. Everton and Watford, I said it'll be 2-0 to Everton. I said it's 2-0 to Everton. Watford, once they've hit that safety barrier, they just seem to not really be bothered. And once they know they're safe, they don't really perform. Which I guess they don't need to, so there's nothing to be, nothing wrong about that. They're just, they're not really. I think once they're safe, they should give their fans, a show, but they're not really bothered. They're just safe, so they just play out the rest of the season. West Brom and Chelsea now. If Chelsea win this game, they have won the league, which I think I would. I feel sorry for Tottenham because if Chelsea weren't on so much good form, then Tottenham would have won the league. You know, Tottenham are playing like champions, but Chelsea, you know, if Chelsea weren't playing better than them, you know, playing absolutely fantastic, then, you know, it maybe would have been Tottenham winning the league. But you know, if I'm predicting West Brom 1, Chelsea 3 in that game, and that would win the league for Chelsea. Man City and Leicester, I'm going to say Man City will win 2-0. Middlesbrough, who are already relegated, at home against Southampton, who don't really tend to score many goals this season for some reason. Claude Puel tends to go more defensive, so I think that's the structure he'll go in that game and nick a 1-0 win. Sunderland and Swansea now. Sunderland, since they've gone down, like, against Hull, they played better than they did all season, apart from the game where Hull were at their stadium when I was at that game, and they played really, really well. I'm going to say that they're going to go for 1-1 against Swansea. Now, that'll be a big point for Swansea if Hull lose. If Hull win, then, you know, it's going to be nervous times for both teams, really. And I predicted Hull to win against Crystal Palace 2-1. I think Hull can do it, and you know, that'll really put the relegation scrap into some fire. You know, that could really make it quite scrappy, to be honest. Now Stoke and Arsenal. Stoke away for Arsenal is always a very tricky game. Like Stoke, for some reason, they treat it as their local derby, which it's not their local derby, but they treat it as like a rival match. They don't like Arsenal, and they'll do anything to stop them getting top four. But I think Arsenal will win 2-1. Tottenham and Man United, I think they'll win 2-1, but that would be an irrelevant scoreline for Tottenham because, you know, if I've predicted Chelsea and West Brom, which is tomorrow, the correct score, then, you know, they've already lost without having to kick another ball. So, you know, it's commiserations really for Tottenham. But like they people saying, oh, they're bottled jobs, they've bottled it. No, they have not. They've played absolutely brilliant all season, and I think that they're a credit to themselves. So yeah, as I said, I think they'll beat United 2-1 at White Hart Lane. I think that's the last ever game being played at White Hart Lane because they're moving to a different stadium. So, you know, that's quite a big game for Tottenham in that respect. Chelsea and Watford, I'm going to say Chelsea are going to win 2-0 at Stamford Bridge. As I said, Watford don't really tend to play once they've already got safety, and and Chelsea want to play in front of their own fans as, hopefully, if I've predicted right, the champions. Arsenal and Sunderland, I'm going to say Arsenal are going to batter Sunderland 3-0. Sunderland tend to do poorly against Arsenal away, and I think it'll be another poor game, even though will be trying to give their fans something to smile about at the end of the season. I think that they will lose 3-0 in that game. So too, I think Man City will beat West Brom 3-0. I think West Brom, they're a good side, but I think Man City's attacking dominance will be enough for them to win that game. And for the final game of this week, or of this video, is Southampton and Manchester United at the St Mary's Stadium. And Southampton don't really tend to score much at home in general. Like, away they score, but like not as much as they do at home. And I think they'll lose 2-1 in that game. So yeah, that does wrap up this prediction. And now I can put my hat the right way around. Sorry, there was like a break between me talking about last week and this week, and Callum dared me to put me hat back to front, and I did. So yeah, anyway, so if you did enjoy this video, like would be fully appreciated. There's the playlist to the other ones these in the description. So too are our Twitters. If you want to comment down below your predictions, that would be fantastic. And if you've got any ideas of like random games you want us to do while it's like the close season of football, then let us know, and we will try our best to do them. So as I said, if you did enjoy this video, like would be much appreciated. Subscribe if you want to keep up to date with all the content we do, and goodbye. See ya.